Hello curl friends, welcome to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. My name is Jody and it's great to have you join me today. Today we are doing a video that I have been long looking forward to. If you know, I have been putting Innersense on my I want to try list forever. And you guys, we're finally trying it today. Actually, I've personally already tried these products a number of times. So I actually started testing them out, I want to say in the later fall time and into the early winter. And then I've taken a little bit of a break from it because I've been doing other videos as well. But we're coming back to this. So I want to say that I've tried these products when I've had the hard water yet, and then I've also now been using them with the softer water. So I have noticed some differences and we'll get into all of that. But let's start out by introducing the products that we're going to be working with today. I have a shampoo and conditioner, and I also have a leave-in and a styler. So these are the four products. Like I said, you'll get a closer look at them as we go along. But this is the point where I'm going to show you my shower routine with the shampoo and conditioner, give you the specs on those products, and give you my thoughts on them as well. This is the Innersense Pure Harmony Hairbath. The full 10-ounce size retails for $30. Made with fine to medium textures in mind, this shampoo deeply cleanses hair and leaves it weightless, balanced, and brilliant shine. Its sulfate-free formula is crafted with naturally softened cleansers such as coconut, rice bran, and avocado oil to clarify strands without stripping moisture. Nourishing shea butter and organic pumpkin seed oil smooth, frizz, and delivers fortified brittle strands to help reduce breakage. It is supposed to focus on cleansing, detoxifying for oily scalps. The directions say to take a deep breath and become present. Apply a small amount of the hair bath to hands to awaken into a light lather. Massage into scalp using fingertips. Rinse thoroughly and take a moment to appreciate clean hair. Now I will say the first time that I used this shampoo, I used it when I still had the hard water and I was much less inspired by it, I will say. But having the softened water does make a big difference. I still went in with a second cleanse, but you can see by the time that I got to the second cleanse that I was getting a good amount of lather. I was able to work it in throughout my hair. I will say that this would be more of a gentle cleanse though. It will get your hair fully clean, but it's not stripping at all. Your hair still feels, I would say, kind of nourished afterwards. And so all in all, I do think it is a good shampoo. It's just more on the gentle end than anything. This is the Pure Inspiration Daily Conditioner. The full 10-ounce retails for $30. It says detangle and smooth fine to medium hair with this conditioner that softens strands with weightless hydration. Its clean silicone-free formula features ingredients such as rice bran oil, aloe vera, and avocado oil to provide lightweight moisture and leave hair with body. Organic green tea douses the hair with natural antioxidants to protect against environmental stressors and add lustrous shine. It focuses on hydrating, nourishing, and it's for fine to thin hair. The directions say that after cleansing, apply 1 to 2 pumps to the palms to emulsify between the hands. Take a deep breath and mindfully distribute from mid-lengths to the ends using fingertips or a comb. Leave in for 1 to 5 minutes, rinse thoroughly, and take a moment to appreciate clean and nourished hair. Now this conditioner has decent slip, but the main thing that I noticed from this is it leaves your hair so silky soft. It's just incredibly soft afterwards without being weighed down. So I really do like that. I think it's a really good conditioner. Alright, now it's time to begin the styling portion, and we are going to start off with the Innersense Sweet Spirit Leave-In Conditioner. I'm going to give you the specs on this product while I'm applying it, and then we'll go over more details further on. This is the Sweet Spirit Leave-In Conditioner. The full 10-ounce retails for $28. It is a lightweight leave-in conditioner to detangle, soften, and hydrate mid-lengths and ends after or in between washes. This moisturizing mist is formulated with certified organic aloe vera, tamanu oil, and rosemary oil to weightlessly untie knots, smooth frizz, and improve manageability to all types of hair and textures. Bee-friendly honey helps to prevent moisture loss throughout the day and sweetens the strands with a glossy shine. A delicate lavender scent is left behind to smooth and calm the mind. It is focused on detangling, hydrating, and smoothing. The directions say to take a deep breath and become present. Spray onto wet hair, then distribute and detangle with a comb or fingertips, visualizing healthy, hydrated hair. This may also be used on dry hair to rejuvenate or restyle. Alright, so I have already brush styled the back section of my hair now, and we're moving on to the sides where you can see a little bit more easily. And I thought I'd just give you some updates about this Sweet Spirit leave-in conditioner, which I didn't have the cap on. So this conditioner, I didn't remember it having the scent that it does, but I guess I'm noticing the scents a little bit more this time. To me, they've always been very mild and everything, but for some reason today they seem a little bit more bold. I don't know what that's about. I just feel like I'm noticing them a little bit more. And the shampoo and conditioner, I probably already said this, they have a very light citrus scent. It's not super noticeable, but yet it is for me today. And then this one has more of a masculine scent, which I'm not really appreciating today, but it's not the end of the world. I don't think it's going to last very long. I think once I diffuse my hair, I won't notice these scents at all. But it's just something that I was a little bit more surprised by, because this company, if I remember correctly, doesn't put any like fragrance in. It's just natural like essential oils and stuff like that that they get their fragrance from. But as I have been brush styling this leave-in through, this is a very lightweight leave-in, and the product that I'm going to be pairing it with really doesn't have much moisture in my opinion, so I felt like I really needed to go in with a leave-in. Do I really want to separate that section? I don't know, I'm debating with myself here whether I want to separate this section or not. But this leave-in also has a very good slip. Everything is going through just fine, but I figured like it wouldn't be an issue because my hair felt very silky and soft after the wash day routine, so it probably would have felt just as good to brush style it without even putting that leave-in in. But like I said, I want the leave-in in my hair for longer lasting, long-term moisture. So that's what we're doing, just scrunching this through, or scrunching this section as I brush style it. Have you guys tried the Innersense products? If you have, what are your thoughts? I know they're kind of pricey. I purchased mine while they had a sale for the travel sizes. I think it was buy one, get one free, or get one 20. No, it wasn't buy one, get one free. Who am I kidding? I don't think they have that good of a sale. Because yeah, Innersense is not known for really having sales. And that's one thing that's very disappointing for the price of their products. They just don't run the sales. And I've waited over a year at one point just trying to see when they would have sales, checking on them periodically. And there was only this one time, like I said, I don't remember what time of the year it was, but they did have, like, I think it was buy one travel size and get another for 20% off or something like that. And I said, I think this is as good as it's going to get. So let's jump on this now, because I did want the travel sizes anyways. I didn't want to commit to the large ones. I felt like if I got the travel sizes, I could try a bunch more things. And I did. I also have the, what is it? I have the I Create Hold, and I also have the I Create Memory. And I took pictures, or I took videos. Let's say, I thought I took videos of both of those, and I did not. I took the video of me doing the I Create Hold twice. So I'm a little disappointed in that error. Or if here's the other option, here's the other possibility. I did take videos of both the I Create Memory and the I Create Hold, and I just labeled it on my file incorrectly, but that's been a while ago. Like, one of them was from when I had longer hair. So I'm pretty sure they're both the I Create Hold. Looking at how the product was, I'm pretty sure, because I did take notes as well. I tried to be very thorough, but apparently I didn't do it perfectly, but I did try to have the notes and the videos as best as I could. So I'll talk more about that as we get into, like, once my style is finished and what my thoughts are and everything like that. Probably even into day 2, I'll show you those results. Let me re-wet this side face framing portion here before I style it. That always dries out. Oops, I snagged some of my other styled hair. That happens easily too. My face framing pieces dry out fast, and I also easily snag other sections that have already been brush styled. Does anyone else have that issue? I'm probably not the only one. All right, I'm going to clip these side sections down just so I don't try to, or so it's not as easy for me to snag these sections that I have already brush styled. And I'm going to just speed up the clip of me styling this portion, or maybe I'll just skip right through it, not really sure. And then we'll check back as I go to apply the next product. Just scrunching this now that it's brush styled. Go flip to the other side. Do the same thing. The next styler I'm going to apply upside down. So let me introduce that to you before I begin that process. It is the Innersense I Create Definition Styling Foam. This is the I Create Definition Styling Foam. The full size retails for $28. It says style and set natural curls with love. Work this firm whole foam over wet hair to decrease dry time, enhance natural texture, and provide style longevity. Its lightweight yet mighty formula features nourishing amaranth seed extract and pecan oil to help strengthen strands and smooth frizz. Aloe vera leaf juice delivers weightless hydration for healthy, bouncy curl clumps, and layer with quiet, calm control or serenity smoothing cream to seal in moisture and set styling. It focuses on strong hold, structure, and shine. The directions say to take a deep breath and become present. While hair is wet, dispense 1 to 2 pumps of foam into hands to awaken it by massaging the product between the palms. Rake or scrunch it into the hair and applying it in sections. Allow the hair to dry for a natural finish or diffuse for maximum defined texture. Your beautifully defined style will center you throughout the day. Alright guys, as I said, we have some things to discuss with this I Create definition. Now, as I said, I purchased this it was either like the late summer or early fall. So I have not had it all that long. At the time that I'm filming this is at the end of January. I've had it probably less than 6 months, to be truthfully honest. I've used this a couple times, as I've used all the stylers a couple times, mixing and matching different ways. Not had an issue with it. Now, it's been a little over a month since I've used this product, because this is the one that I've used the I Create Memory and the I Create Hold more recently. So this was the one that I had used more early on. Anyways, the first time I went to go in with this on camera for you guys, showing you what was in my palm, you know, dispersing it into my palm, the pump kind of acted funny. Like, it wasn't like getting the foam. I was just getting very watery stuff out. And then after like a pump and a half of that, it started foaming. I said, okay, it just needed primed. I put that foam into my hair. I put 3 or 4 pumps. I don't remember off the top of my head. I put that foam into my hair and I said, I want just a little bit more for the inner layers. I went to try to use that again, and this is what is happening, guys. Why? Why is this happening? I have a very temperature controlled room. Like, my products aren't in extreme hot or extreme cold. Why is this foam that you pay a good amount for, even the travel sizes you pay a good amount for, why is that not working? That really makes me mad. I'm really mad right now. If anyone knows what I can do to fix this, please let me know, because that's just so frustrating. All right, I'm gonna work on this for a little bit while I let this set up in my wet plop, while I let my wet hair sit up in my wet plop for about 10-15 minutes, and I'll diffuse my hair. I'll come back and I'll show you the results. All right, curl friends, I am back with my hair fully diffused and styled, and I have calmed down about the whole product issue. I'll explain more in a little bit though. Let's take a look at what my curls are looking like. So they are very defined, very shiny. Let's take a look at the back here. All right, so as I was going to diffuse my hair was really soft. I did not feel any hold to it really at all at that point. And since it had been a while since I had used that foam, I was like, ooh, did I get enough on? Did the product pump not working correctly cause an issue? So I was a little concerned, but have no fear, guys. Have no fear. These are the results that I remember getting before. So as I was diffusing my hair, I pretty quickly felt a cast forming on my hair. And it's just so surprising because it feels so lightweight. It feels like you don't have any hold there, but the cast is there. Trust me, it will come. She will come. And I had a pretty significant cast. I was actually, as I was diffusing and cupping around and stuff like that, I always pixie diffuse. So I turn the dryer on, I cut my hair, turn the dryer on, and hold it there for about 20 seconds or so, turn it off and cup it somewhere else, turn it on, and repeat that process all throughout my hair. I do it from upside down, different sections, from side to side, different sections, and stuff like that. All I like to say though, as my cast was forming and my hair was getting more dry, I was starting to like scrunch as I was going, which I don't normally do a ton of. I do it a little bit, but I was doing quite a bit more than I normally would, just because the cast was so significant. Then once I got to about 85-90% dry, I ended up doing some things around the house for about a half hour, 40 minutes, and came back and I diffused a little bit more. and that broke up the rest of the cast then that I had. Like there's really essentially no cast at this point. It feels pretty flexible, it feels pretty soft, everything like that. But I have good definition throughout on my hair. I have good shine. I feel like my volume is pretty good. I can appreciate that. My curls feel well hydrated. They are a smaller type of a spiral, like it's not big juicy curl clumps, but like I said, that's what I've gotten before. And you know, I enjoy that at times. Sometimes I like the bigger, juicier curl clumps. Sometimes I like these smaller ones. It all depends. And so that's why I like to play around with a lot of different products. I'm going to get into more of these products individually, like who I think they're best for and what I like or don't like about each of them tomorrow when we do our check back for day 2, just to see how this hair is holding up. But before we go for today, I do just want to let you know I did get this pump working again. And it really was nothing that I did particularly. I just went over to my kitchen sink and I was prepared to take it apart a little bit, but I would just pumped it a few more times and it must have had like a clog in it, and all of a sudden it came shooting out, and now it seems to be foaming just fine. So I apologize for being so mad at you. I'm sorry, but it is working now. So I'm happier, much happier. All right, I will check back with you tomorrow and we'll see how things are going then. All right, and just like that, we are back for day 2 hair. You guys, I have like 25 minutes. What does it say? Yeah, 25 minutes to get through all that I need to get through left on my SD card, my memory card. So let's start looking at what my hair is looking like here. And the underside, you guys, I still have really good definition throughout. I feel like there is very minimal frizz. I don't know if I touched on the idea of frizz in my hair yesterday. There was minimal to none. I noticed as the day went along, probably from moving my part from side to side, a little bit more halo frizz yesterday, but it's really not bad. There's not a ton of it, really. It's very minimal. And so I love that. There is still hold to my hair, but yet it still feels relatively soft. There's no real grit to my hair though, so it's not like giving the structure. I think my collar, as much of anything, is giving a little bit more volume to my hair, because before I put this on, my hair was kind of a little bit more flattened looking. Not like hanging limp, but it just wasn't as fluffy and voluminous as it was yesterday, when I guess I didn't really have the cast in my hair, but I guess I still had a little bit more structure to my hair. I hope that makes sense. Let me show you what the back of my hair looks like then. The moisture on my hair is still really good, so I really am liking my results. I really do enjoy this combination of the Sweet Spirit Leave-In Conditioner and the I Create Definition Foam. At this point, I've never had a foam give me this much hold and definition, like longer lasting hold and definition, so it's pretty impressive. But as I said before, I don't know that I would pair it or just use it as a single styler. All that to say, I'm getting ahead of myself because I'm going to go over these products individually. I did want to let you know though how I wore my hair yesterday. I didn't really go outside yesterday. I did consider going to the gym, but I never made it there. So I just did stuff indoors basically. I feel bad saying I didn't get out because I do want to get out a lot in this winter, but I knew I would be out some today, and I'm just going to give you a look at what our outside looks like here. Okay, can you see? Yep. I've been shoveling some snow this morning, and we also have a snow blower, but I have to shovel in the back here for my dog. Can't use the snow blower back there, and I actually prefer it in some ways because I stay warmer when I'm shoveling the snow. But my hair, she held up pretty good. What I did was I just left it in my bonnet for when I was shoveling the snow, and then I put my shower cap on instead when I did the snow blower. I had my hood up for a good portion of the time, but I did take it down at some points just because I was too warm. But all in all, I do think it looks pretty good. Let me know what you think. Now let's dive into these products individually and who I think that they would be best for. The Pure Harmony Hairbath. This is a good, more gentle cleansing shampoo, I would say. It's, as I said, it's good for fine hair curlies. It's not overly stripping, but it is going to give you a pretty good, I don't want to say deep cleanse, but it is going to give you a pretty thorough cleanse. Here's the caveat though. It did not work great on my hard water. So if you have very hard water, this is probably not going to be nearly as effective. And I had done a double shampoo even using this with the hard water, and I still didn't get much of a lather, and my hair still didn't feel nearly as cleansed. So that's just something to keep in mind, because at first I was not liking the shampoo when I first had tried it. But having the soft water, I was like, oh, there's a big difference. There is definitely a big difference. Then for the conditioner, the Pure Inspiration Daily Conditioner, I like this. I think this is a good, once again, conditioner for fine to medium hair. They say that on there, and I do think that is a good recommendation. It's lightweight enough, but yet nourishing enough, and my hair felt so silky soft after using this, and it even felt softer than somehow when I had paired it with then the Sweet Spirit leave-in conditioner. As like my prepping step for my styling routine, this is a nice lightweight milky conditioner. It does have a milkiness to it, which I forgot to show you guys. But see, you can see that it's not clear, it's not completely running down my hand, but it is kind of, oh, I dropped it. It is kind of milky, and so I'm just going to kind of like glaze this over my hair. I just don't care for the scent of this that much. I kind of forgot about that until I started putting it back on my hair. My husband loved the scent. It says it's a lavender scent, but to me, it just smells masculine, and I don't care for that. Now for this leave-in conditioner, I will say it could be good for probably any hair type, but it's going to be more catered towards those of you with finer hair that still feel like you want some moisture in your hair. If you have fine, low-density hair and you don't feel like you're struggling in the moisture department, you probably don't need to bother with this. But if you want a little extra moisture in your routine, this should be lightweight enough to work for that hair type. If you have more coarse hair that's more dry, medium coarse hair that's dry, you know, you may need something a little thicker, maybe need a cream or a little heavier leave-in conditioner. Moving on to the I Create Definition. This is a fantastic hold if you want extra structure to your curls. This is great. You could pair this as your main styler, or you could pair it with something else that maybe doesn't have quite as much hold. So you could put maybe with a cream. And this, I've never tested that out. I have paired this with one of the other stylers though. I paired it with the I Create Hold, and that was just a little too much for me, because moving on to the I Create Hold gel. This is a good gel. This is one of those that is, I don't want to say it's pretty comparable to this because it doesn't have nearly the cast that the I Create Definition had, but it does give you good, long-lasting, very polished curls, very defined curls. I do think that this could work well enough for fine hair. I think it could work well for any hair type, to be truthfully honest. It is that consistency, so it's not super thick. It can distribute very easily. I just think all around the I Create Hold is a very good styling gel. I usually prefer to pair this with some kind of moisturizer underneath, so I've always actually paired it with the Sweet Spirit leave-in conditioner. I never used it by itself, but if you're not lacking in the moisture, like over moisturization is more of a problem for you than anything, then maybe you could try this as a single styler. The last styler that I have, and by the way, I did not use the I Create Hold in this styling routine, and I did not use this last one, the I Create Curl Memory, in this styling routine, but I'm going to give you an idea of it, a little summary of it. This is a moisturizing custard-like gel in my opinion. I will show you the consistency. It doesn't really necessarily look any more custard-like than the other one until you do that. There you get more of that sliminess to it. It is definitely more moisturizing, and it can kind of weigh my curls down. So this is one of those that I really would prefer to use more in the winter time, the colder months, the drier months and everything like that. In the summertime, I think it would just make my hair too limp. My curls tend to get more frizzy. I did have some notes on the I Create Curl Memory as well. It's moisturizing, gives shine and hold until it softens up, which it does soften up pretty fast. And then frizz and flyaways develop pretty fast, and it becomes much more limp. I was also looking at my notes here. I also have my notes for when I paired the I Create Hold plus the Sweet Spirit leave-in conditioner, and my notes did say that this gel was on the thicker side and I needed water, which that is not what I told you. I am so sorry. Let me take another look at this because this seemed thin enough. It seems thin enough, but maybe when you're like putting it through your hair, maybe you might want some water with it to distribute it. I don't know. It doesn't seem all that thick. Play around with it. I don't remember really having a problem with it though. Now, as I said before, this is a pretty pricey brand, and it would be what I would consider a more luxury brand. If you have the room in your income for that, great. If you want to try that, great. Don't feel obligated to. You don't need to. If you are more concerned with ingredients and just the cleanliness of products as far as the ingredients list, that might be something to look into. If you have a lot of allergy concerns with a lot of other cheaper products, maybe this might be something to look into. I can't guarantee it, but they are very conscientious as to what they put in their products. I am not an ingredients expert. I'm not what I would call one of those ingredient snobs. Sorry if that offends, not trying to, but that's the best way I can really think of describing it. You know, very pinpointed on what you want in your products or not. All I'm saying is this is the brand that really focuses on that. So let me know what you think of this. Let me know what you think of how my hair turned out. If this is something that you're interested in or not, let me know in the comments. I will also leave these products linked in the comments down below. So if you are interested in them, be sure to check them out. If you really want to try them out too, but aren't sure if you're going to like them and not sure if you want to commit to such a hefty price, try the travel sizes. It is still kind of going to add up, but I recommend that's the best way to go. If you think that's something that you really want to consider but not sure if it's the best fit for you, try the travel sizes. All right, and that is all I have to say. I hope you have a great day, and until I see you again in the next video, have a wonderful day. I just repeated myself. Bye.